Good morning.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the
Trading
bell.
down,
My
my
heart
heart
starts
starts
to
to
pound.
pound.
Daily stock
Close.
trading podcast
Top
in
chat.
my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.
Close. And we'll go over here.
Miss a single show. Sign up for the
Get
newsletter.
ready. Big show, big show, big
Taking
show.
risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the
Paste.
sound of the trading bell.
And we'll pin this mofo.
Daily stock day trading podcast.
I gotta go get my water.
Guiding me through my hopes and
So I'm gonna be right back.
tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now.
I had the water brought to me.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for
Morning,
any
Wendy.
less. Every morning
I had to mute for a second.
of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound.
Disgusting things are going on over here.
Podcast in my ears, guiding me through my
My
hopes and
hopes and
fears.
Let me see.
Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you
Okay,
grow.
no. Morning.
Taking risks,
Okay,
making
Josh.
moves, seeking success.
Okay.
Together we'll conquer,
Okay,
no
Josh.
room for any
Okay.
less. Listen now.
Okay. The song is over. By the way, I did something cool. I used Sidekick to put on some of the government buys because I saw, ooh, isn't it ironic that a lot of government sales, you can see those red sales, happened right before Trump says that stuff? Larry. Greatest traders in history are within our government. Just kind of seems wrong. Taiwan Semi's up another 2%. XLK's up 1%. Tech is rolling. And yeah, I did this with the paid members yesterday, looking at US equities and kind of what's leading year to date. And energy overtook basic materials yesterday. Consumer staples. I mean, technology's right in the middle of the pack. It's only up 2.83%. But if you believed that healthcare was going to lead this sector, into safety, you were wrong. I mean, I was wrong that I thought XLF, I thought the financials would lead us, but they're down 3%. And by the way, you go in here and go to holdings. I mean, it's Berkshire Hathaway year to date down 1.82. JP Morgan year to date down 6.8%. Morning, T. Jassy. I mean, it's a bloodbath in financials, which I don't think, in my mind, it's a buy the dip situation. I mean, XLF to me, when you look at a weekly, just kind of hanging out above the oscillator on the MACD. It's at 48 on the RSI. It hasn't crashed. I mean, it absolutely has not crashed. And you look at that April low of, let's see, 42. It's not like it's taken off either. I mean, that's not oh my God, we've got so much deregulation. Yeah. Yeah, but I still don't think that Berkshire holds a lot of, it's not enough to move the needle there, but it's enough to maybe not that great of a buy. I mean, listen, Buffett's great, but I just think in healthcare, there's too much too much negative stuff that could go on in healthcare. Okay, let's open up our stuff for today. I will go over this at the end. It's Instacart. I was shocked at a figure of Instacart that I found. SanDisk. I mean, this is balls. That's balls. Microsoft earnings, kind of telling us. Kalshi's telling us what they're going to discuss, what's important. I thought this was Stride is LRN. This is a former alpha pick, and it got out of there because it went to a strong sell. And the fucker had great earnings, because we're going to talk about GM, because GM is just blowing away Tesla. I mean, just blowing away Tesla. So, Tesla may be the long-term argument there, but we will talk about memory because kind of like I mentioned, Seagate, and I know I went over it for the paid subscribers yesterday, Seagate killed it. I mean, Seagate just, I thought the initial reaction, we'll take a look at the initial reaction was down 4%, just so you know. You could have made close to 20% from peak to trough, from trough to peak, I should say. Just in a span of a crazy short amount of time. But what this is the why I have it going over UNH with government buys. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Micron, I posted this where he, Hamid said, hey, Micron's worth $900. Micron's up 25% since then. And I'm going to go on a rant because there will be people who complain that I was behind a paywall yesterday and that I have a paid subscriber thing. There will be people, and that all I do is ads. So I'm going to put everything up front for you. Everything's going up front. But you know what? I mean, the S&P, new highs. New highs. We got a Fed decision today. New highs. And we talked about this a lot yesterday in the paid newsletter, the paid folks, the office hours, the high conviction zone. And, my friend said, you're one step away from actually launching a wealth management fund with those types of graphics. Two stocks yesterday from Alpha Picks. I used Sidekick on Alpha Picks. So I thought it was a good use of Sidekick. No, I guess not. How come I can't? Look at that. Gold. Gold is extending its run. So. I don't want you guys hearing the disgusting sounds that I make. But so I'm going to do my it is disgusting sound day. Look at this. Rich Tech Robot, which Ed Options Ed or Options Oracle Ed on Substack. He had this one, got assigned it, was up 44% yesterday. Redwire up 29% yesterday. Memory names are soaring again this morning, just so you know as well. So we'll talk about that. Okay. I'm going to get going and record. If you have questions, feel free to chat. But the show's going to be a little bit long. So let's get going. Good morning. It is Wednesday, January 28th. Huge day in the market. I should probably be on Big Head here where I just talk to everybody. Enormous day in the market. You've got earnings from 90 different companies, including Microsoft, Meta, and Tesla. You've got a Fed decision. The meeting was yesterday. The decision is at 2:00. The press conference, which will be much more important, is at 2:30 because remember, Trump's DOJ is actually trying to indict Jerome Powell. Jerome Powell's press conference is today. So it'll be interesting to go over there. We'll go over all of that stuff. We're going to use Sidekick to do some interesting things here today. We're going to look at some of the alpha pick stuff that I'll just go over. But let's start out. Okay, I'm going to start out with this because yesterday I had office hours. Okay, it's up here. Tuesday office hours. It's for paid subscribers of the newsletter. It's behind the paywall. Yes. It was exactly what I wanted it to be, and we'll talk about this in a little bit. But I want to go over things here today first, because whenever I do something behind a paywall, I get complainers. So let me first say, every link is on Linktree, linktr.ee/dailystockpick. You've got Trendspider with Sidekick. You will see me use this. Get an annual subscription and you get my 4-hour algorithm. Simple as that. Whatever your budget is, go and figure it out. But Trendspider is available. I will say it again in many times. The other thing that's available is Alpha Picks. Okay, it's on Linktree. All the links are on Linktree. Alpha Picks is a data-driven portfolio, 2 picks per month. One on the 1st, one on the 15th. We will go over my performance in January versus the Alpha Picks performance in January. We will go over that. And then the third thing we're going to go over is Seeking Alpha. And you will see it, the Quant. It is an incredibly powerful tool. And you can get, by the way, the perfect Gary bundle. The first, get premium and Alpha Picks together. Save over $159. The second, get Trendspider. So you're going to hear it. And yes, there will be complaints about how much I talk about these tools. But I want to point out, there's gold in the content that you're going to hear over the next 30 minutes in this podcast. Absolute gold. If you're not mining that information to make your own decisions and you're only complaining that I'm doing ads for these tools, I use these tools, you're a bad listener. During the gold rush, there were people mining for gold, finding gold, while complainers died poor. Actual successful gold miners got rich. And yes, I'm using gold as a pawn because it's been clear. If you've been listening to me for a long time, probably since August, I've been talking about gold. How did I know about gold? It was because Alpha Picks and the Pro Quant portfolio, both of them have been picking gold miners. And it was described that gold miners are a leveraged position against gold. And guess what? Gold reached 5,000 for the first time. Earlier this week. It has soared to 5,300. So yes, I knew that. Yes, the listeners knew this. Did you take action on it? If you didn't, you were probably caught up in, I want to complain that he's talking about these ads for these services. This is all that is. So let's talk about the office hours. I did the office hours yesterday, okay? It was awesome. It was exactly what I had hoped this platform would be for paid members. There's no discussion of sales. There's no discussion of the tools that are offered. It's an interactive discussion where I'm able to effectively show my entire process. In fact, yesterday it was mentioned by quite a few as to how the discussion of how I use the MACD. You see the MACD every day on these charts that I show. Okay, yesterday I discussed how I use the MACD. It was called eye-opening. I've mentioned it every day that I've used a chart. The MACD, it's my favorite one. Now, if you missed the live yesterday, okay, if you missed Tuesday office hours, you can replay it. You can just go to the newsletter and you can click on this one. You can replay it. Okay? Today, I will be live at 4 p.m. Okay? I will be going live for earnings. There's Microsoft, Meta, and Tesla, all of which I own. But I will be going live to discuss the hack. The hack that I've talked about over this past month. I even sent you all of the Seeking Alpha scanners that I have. Every Seeking Alpha scanner that I have that's in there. One of them are for strong quant buys that are reporting earnings. There is an earnings, and there's a third portion of this hack. The third portion, and the reason I suggest the bundle, is because any alpha pick stock that is currently a strong buy that reports earnings, and this one was up like 4 or 5% yesterday, okay? They're reporting today. I won't tell you what the stock is, but I will tell you, okay? Over the past 2 years, the company has beaten earnings per share and revenue estimates 100% of the time. In the past 3 months, earnings per share estimates for this company have seen 14 upward revisions, 0 down revisions. While the revenue estimates, you may say, well, maybe revenues. No, 12 upward revisions and 0 down. It's an alpha pick stock that is a strong buy that is reporting after the bell today. Okay? And a couple of things that were brought up in the office hours yesterday that I want to bring up about alpha picks. The first, how I manage my alpha picks portfolio, how I'm adding to winners and trimming back losers. Now, what they do in the actual alpha picks portfolio is they give you a holding percentage, and I add 1%. Every time on the 1st and the 15th, I add at least 1%. If I like the pick, I actually add more. But let me be clear. I am no genius, okay? The Alpha Picks portfolio, we're just going to go over the last 3 months' performance of this. And listen up, I know I'm just showing a static screen on my screen, but I will post all of this in the newsletter. The Alpha Picks portfolio, let's first say, in the month of January so far, the S&P is up 2.2%, okay? The S&P is up 2.2%. Now, beating the S&P is difficult. You hear about that all the time. The Alpha Picks portfolio in the month of January is up 6.2%, 6.27 to be exact. Again, that's fantastic. My Alpha Picks portfolio, where I am adding to my winners and just trimming my losers back to the holding percentage, is up 8.27%. Again, that's as of close yesterday. So I will post this in the newsletter. It could have been better. If you want to see my performance, I'll put the screenshot of the Fidelity account up there so you can see it. It's in the newsletter. I'm happy with my outperformance. It could have been better, but I have made plenty of mistakes in this one. One big mistake I made was trimming a position back in November in order to tax loss harvest, and since I sold it, the stock is up 60%. Now, I am still participating in that one. I am still participating because I only just pulled it back. I trimmed it. But trimming it means that I wasn't over over outperforming. It's up 60% since I trimmed it. And if you think I'm some sort of genius, it's not. I didn't beat the S&P last year. I just had a very easy system that I follow. It is using Alpha Picks, and it's using this bundle with Trendspider and my 4-hour algorithm to get me in and out. It's just me. And what I try and do, again, in office hours, I think it came through yesterday, the system that I use is just out there. And I'm trying to convey it to you. So I'm not trying to sell you anything. You can use your own tools. The system and the thought process is what I'm trying to put out there. And as part of yesterday's office hours, I asked Sidekick. Sidekick is the AI. I asked Sidekick to look at Alpha Picks for me. Okay? I said, hey, which stocks of this list, because I have an Alpha Picks watch list here, and I keep it up to date. Which of this list would you buy right now? And honestly, I was shocked. It came up with quite a few names. Okay? One of them, Eat. They reported this morning, I think. Let's go and look. It said it would buy it. Let's see if it got it right. Eat is up 5.88% in pre-market. Now, the 4-hour algorithm had you out, but Eat is up 5.88%. It said it would buy it. What? Fundamentals, PE cheap, Catalyst earnings tomorrow, multiple recent upgrades, technical, consolidating after breakout, holding above 155. Analysts, wave of upgrades with targets to 200. It's trading in pre-market at 166. Again, rinse, repeat. Simple as that. Now, another one that it said, and remember, Eat is an Alpha Pick. It is in the Alpha Pick portfolio. Another one that it said, AppLovin, price $552. PE is 100 times, but exceptional 59% net margin, explosive growth. The Catalyst earnings on February 11th. You've got plenty of time. Evercore just initiated coverage at 835. Technical pulled back from 730s, now consolidating in the mid 500s. Healthy correction. Analysts, multiple raises to 800 to 860. Jefferies, Morgan Stanley. Just go look at AppLovin. That's APP is the symbol if you want to use your tool. There's a buy in the 4-hour algorithm at 543. It's rinse, repeat. I bought one of these yesterday. Okay, I gave the paid members the reason why I bought it and the chart in Substack chat and on Savvy Trader. And if you go and look, I've got a bunch of Savvy Trader. You can go and follow my trades right here. Paid members of the newsletter get access to every portfolio that I have. It's an $1,800 the thing. Now, even when I asked Sidekick, by the way, hey, which ones would you buy? It threw in which stocks to avoid. So it's super, super simple, super easy using the tools. Another stock that I went over yesterday in depth as to why I'm not dumping it, even though it's off from its highs. That is a stock that Sidekick gave me complete confidence. It is off from its highs, 35% off its highs. I've gotten tons of questions about it. Sidekick said, hey, don't worry about it. You know who else says don't worry about it? Peter Lynch. In total, it gave me 5 stocks to buy now, and yesterday's office hours was really about finding this high conviction zone. Okay, and I've shown this before. You've got fundamentals, which I use Seeking Alpha for, and the Quant and Alpha Picks. They are great fundamental stocks. You've got technicals, which I use Trendspider for, and you've got the market tone. Okay? We've got it covered right here. What else does the market tone, how can we get the market tone? Well, we know from Alpha Picks that they've been picking a lot of AI stocks. We also know they've been picking gold stocks. Find the technical, find the fundamental and the market tone, and find the high conviction zone. We're at all-time highs again. Just so you're aware of it, all-time highs again. You don't have to trade. I mean, here's the thing. We're at all-time highs. This is a great little short video off of Instagram that I found. This is a story about a woman who just bought $887 of a stock. This is back in the 1920s. $187 of a stock. She believed in the stock. She said it's a great up-and-coming company. I like it. I work for them, blah, 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 the whole thing. She had $7 million of that $187 turned into $7 million by the time she was done. And this was way back when. It's like being a billionaire right now. So you don't have to trade. You have to find good quality stocks that you believe in and sit there. By the way, it was Abbott Laboratories. And you can go and watch this. You can Google it. You can ask the story. You can ask a bunch of things. And we are in the Super Bowl of earnings week this week. There are three big things in the market today. One, I have it in my notes. Will gold break 5,200? Well, it passed 5,300 already. It was called dead after passing 5,000. It broke 5,100 easily. It broke 5,200 easily. It broke 5,300 easily. You have 90 companies reporting earnings today, along with the big ones: Microsoft, Meta, Tesla, ASML, IBM, ServiceNow. And I'm going to take you through my big winners in my personal portfolio yesterday. One big winner, Nebius. Now this one, I'm still totally in the red on this one. Perfect example. I'm in the red on this one. I think I bought it like 120, 130, my initial big purchase up here. I'm in the red. I like it under $100. This one was up 7% yesterday. In a similar respect, IREN. I have this one. This one I have trimmed. I have rebought positions, and my current position is sitting at a 213% gain. That's not including the profits that I've taken. This has been a monster. I got in early. I think I got in at like $17, somewhere in there. It was right here. It was August 6th, $17. I got in. I rode that one to 200, got out. I bought more here. I bought more here. I bought more here. Simple. Rinse and repeat. Another big winner, Apple. I went over this heavily in the office hours. Why I think this one's a buy. Am I currently buying it? No. Why? I have a full position. I am not you. If you want Apple, you should buy Apple. CrowdStrike, I went over it in office hours yesterday. Microsoft, I went over it in the office hours yesterday. Celestica, this was a big winner yesterday. I went over it in the office hours yesterday. Celestica up 8% yesterday. And then Micron. This was a big winner yesterday, and it's a big winner today. Up 5%, up another 3%. And for anybody that complains that all I do is put things behind a paywall, this is something that I posted to everyone, and I've been telling everybody, follow Hamid. Hamid, January 14th, 2 weeks ago, made a bold prediction of Micron going to $900. And he took you through the fundamentals of Micron. And he said, I think it can go to $900. It is up 25% since then. And FYI, I have been on the Micron bandwagon for a while. Personally, I am up 120% on shares that I currently hold. I have trimmed that position. I have taken profits. I have bought more. In Fidelity, it says 120% gain. And in the Quant, it's still a strong buy. I'll say it again. Complainers about me putting things and just doing ads, you're a bad listener. Because I've even brought up LITE. Now, I don't own this one, but it was up 11%. It's a strong buy in the quant. If you're not making a watch list, doing your research on stocks that I mentioned, and then taking action, again, you need to journal. And when you say, well, what do you put in your journal? This is my journal. This is 100% my journal. It is everything that I do. Why do you think I take notes? Why do you think I do an hour-long podcast? It is trying to teach you the work that I do. It is my journal. I know it works. Why? Because plenty of listeners message me and tell me, thank you. I now know what to do. I am doing so much better. And if you were listening back in December, I said, hey, UNH may not be the best thing. Why? Because Trump was bashing it. And FYI, this guy, Kevin Hearn, sold 500,000 of United Healthcare stock last month. Today, the Trump administration proposed flat Medicare reimbursement. We can go and look at UNH. And by the way, one of the benefits of Sidekick is I went in and I said, hey, can you mark all the political buys and sells on UNH charts for the last 90 days? FYI, it lists them right there. And then let's close that down. It put them on the chart. I'm going to take that out so you can see. Yes, I've got some other stuff. It put them on the chart so you can see it. FYI, none of these cells are down here. They're not at the bottom. Is it going to come back? I'm not a big healthcare guy. I got out of this in February, or I'm sorry, in December. Why? Because it didn't hit the high conviction zone. The market tone was bad. So again, I'm bringing up all of these things. In office hours yesterday, I went over how I was interested in the memory names. Okay, we've gone over the memory names before. There's Seagate, there's Western Digital, there's SanDisk, there's Pure Storage. There's a lot of the memory names that are flying. And in office hours yesterday, I said, you know what? I'm interested in STX. STX is Seagate Technologies. And they reported yesterday, they had a blowout quarter. A blowout quarter. Seagate Technology cools off despite strong Q2 results guidance. FYI, just so you know, that headline can be crazy, crazy misleading. And the reason it can be misleading is because the reaction to the earnings was not good. You went from $371 down to a low during that earnings period of $355. Boy, 355. Excuse me. I'm getting fired up here. But 355, they were great earnings. Well, if you were listening and you knew, well, they gave great guidance. What's that? Is it a good company? Should I sell it? Well, no. Now you've crossed $400. And it's pulling back a little. Every reaction in the market is an overreaction. This one is up 7%. It was up as much as 11% this morning. You could have sold and taken profits. There are clear indications of when to sell. Right here on a 5-minute chart, if you were looking to sell, it's not when the MACD is down below the oscillator. It's when the MACD is 7 points above the oscillator. Look what happened last time. It went down. Look what happened when the RSI was up this high. It traded down. So again, you want to learn charts. And it's clear, by the way, in memory, look at the performance. This is a great comparison. Again, how to use Seeking Alpha Premium. I'm going to compare the memory names: Seagate, Western Digital, SanDisk, and Pure Storage. I track this all the time. And you can look at their valuation. You can look at their growth. You can look at the profitability. You can look at the ownership. And you can look at the performance. SanDisk. Okay? Year-to-date performance, SanDisk is up 102%. It's clear. Memory isn't dead. Want to know why? Seagate just raised their guidance. And there's opportunities out there. While most of retail is still arguing that Tesla is the greatest long-term car company because they're not a car company, GM has quietly reported great earnings, buying back their stock, and has been a killer stock to own. And FYI, if you just go and look at GM, yes, the chart is good. Yes, afternoon yesterday, it gave a buy in the 4-hour algorithm. It doesn't outpace buy and hold, but it makes you 69% in 2 years. It wins 44% of the time. Average wins 7.83%. I don't own GM for several reasons. None of them are business reasons. But the Quant has it as a strong buy. Let's go look at when the Quant turned it to a strong buy. It was down here back in October. The stock was trading for 66. You know how you're feeling like, the last 3-4 months have been kind of flat? They've been up and down. This one has been up, the Quant. And FYI, just so you know, that GM versus Tesla trade, look over 1 year. Tesla's been in the news about full self-driving, about robotics, how great it's doing. Over 1 year, GM has made 57%. Tesla, 8%. GM, just so you know, is a former alpha pick. That is one of the hacks that I've been mentioning. Keep a list of former alpha picks and scan them. Look at technicals. Look at some of the fundamentals. Some of them are really good. Remember, alpha picks is a rules-based portfolio. Maya, can you get her out of here? I appreciate that. But yes, GM is a former alpha pick. It's a rules-based portfolio. It got taken out for certain rules. That's it. Another former alpha pick, Stride, up 25% based on earnings. Now, this one I wouldn't have freaking touched. But what was interesting is when I looked at this one yesterday as part of the watch list, there's a gap between 89 and 149. Where are you right now? In pre-market, you're trading at 89. It seems to start entering that gap. Will the 50-day make a cross up on the 200-day? And again, this is not one fundamentally that I would necessarily look at because LRN has a bad performance just based on momentum. It's been a bad stock. So when you look at this one from a long-term perspective, it doesn't look good. But you can see how far that MACD is. And I went over it with paid members yesterday. The MACD is down there. The RSI is down there. The Bollinger Bands, maybe they need to contract a little bit. But once that turns, maybe this is a good one. And then yesterday, GE Vernova, which is part of the AI trade, they reported earnings this morning. They're down 1%. Was it a good one? Beats top line and bottom line, updates full year outlook. This has been on a tear. Year to date, it's up 6%. 1 year, you're up 109%. Another one that I went over in office hours yesterday was Corning. Corning was up big yesterday, 16%. This was in my 2025 portfolio, wasn't in my 2026. I didn't expect it to continue on. But it's a quality stock. Remember, the hack for me to trade earnings is to find out what sector the Quant is recommending. You can use recent alpha picks or pro Quant portfolio, either one, to figure that out. Then look for strong buys in the Quant, mix in Trendspider to find technicals, and then use Sidekick to whittle down that risk and reward. I do this for this podcast, which makes no mistake about it. The podcast is my journal. You hear me talk about wins, losses, calls that I made, right or wrong, everything. and one that I'm right about and that you have to actually listen to is Starbucks. You invest in great leaders. Brian Nichols, proven track record at Taco Bell, proven track record at Chipotle, proven track record now at Starbucks. It's turning around. You can see this one has not been good. Even 10 years over, we'll look at this against the S&P. Look at this against the S&P. It's been horrible. He's turning it around. They were up 10% pre-market. Why? Earnings. Earnings are moving the thing. And today, again, like I said, it is a huge, huge day for earnings. I own Microsoft, I own Tesla, I own Meta in rather large quantities. So it'll be interesting for me after hours today. I will be live on Substack. I will be live today on Substack. It's not going to be behind a paywall. I will be live for everybody. So if you want to join me at 4 p.m., I'll be there on 4 p.m. Just sign up for the newsletter. Okay? Maybe the biggest flex I'm seeing, and yes, I will probably do some research before it. Microsoft earnings, Kalshi odds reveal what management is likely to discuss. This is the kind of thing that I read about in Seeking Alpha. And I love it because now I know they're going to be talking about gaming. They're going to be talking about Teams. They're going to be talking about LinkedIn. Number 4 is OpenAI. That's not even number 1. Number 1 is going to be gaming. I find that interesting. Microsoft has not done well. Year to date, Microsoft is actually down close to 1%. Over 1 year, you're only up 10%. You chart this against the S&P. The S&P over 1 year is up 16%. Now, 3 years, you're still doing well. Time matters. Now, this is the biggest flex I have seen so far on Seeking Alpha. Buying a stock that has doubled in the month of January, right before earnings, you got to explain that to me. And this person explains it. SanDisk benefits from tight NAND supply, surging memory prices, and hyperscaler SSD demand as AI storage needs remain underappreciated by the market. Valuation is stretched, but in line with peers. SanDisk forward peg of 0.34. Again, peg ratio. Go and research it. The technicals remain supportive above current EMAs. Earnings are highly anticipated and upside hinges on management's forward commentary. We heard from Seagate today or yesterday that their forward commentary on pricing, supply tightness, and hyperscaler demand was positive. He's saying buy it. Now, here's the thing about SanDisk. It is not covered by the Quant. It will get covered in February. It needs to be a stock for a year in order to get the Quant to cover it. You can see the 52-week range is between $27 and $509. Where did I start covering this one? Where did I trade this one? Back in October at 92. I got out. I sold. These are paper hands right here. I sold. So let me end the day, end this podcast with a little something that shocked me. And here's a little tidbit for you. I was shocked. Okay, I just was doing some research. I heard somebody mention this yesterday. Maple Bear, Instacart. They report $1.73 billion in cash. I found this out by going here to Seeking Alpha and basically just asking their AI. How much cash does Instacart have on its balance sheet? And they said $1.73 billion. Now, that may seem like, what's that? $1.73 billion? Well, that's a lot because the market cap is only 9.97. That's almost 2% of the market cap of Instacart is in cash. And their valuation, they're not making money, but they are making EBITDA. And it's not horrible. It's gotten better than 6 months ago. Its growth is impressive at 10% revenue growth year over year. Its profitability, 75% gross profit margin. What's been the problem with the stock is the momentum, but the revisions, they're a little concerning. But when you have almost 20% of your market cap in cash, either you're going to buy something or it's a great takeover opportunity. Maybe somebody's going to buy them just for the cash position, but they're going to have to pay more than $9.97 billion. It's an interesting dilemma. Wall Street is saying, hey, this is worth $50. That's a 32% upside. And they have brought their price down. Now, why wouldn't I buy this finding this out? Why wouldn't I buy this? A, I don't use Instacart. I don't think this is a viable program. But Instacart is seen at risk from the expanded Uber-Kroger partnership. There are risks to this business model. Uber may just buy Instacart. Maybe that's what they do. And maybe it goes through because Uber's market cap, by the way, is $168 billion, significantly larger. But they don't have 20% of their market cap in cash. So it's an interesting one. I do own Uber. I don't own Instacart. But I thought it was super interesting, wanted to put it out there, throw it out there, tell me your thoughts. Again, everything is on Linktree. LINKTR. It is literally right below my head on the screen the entire time. Remember, the tools I use, Seeking Alpha, the bundle. This is the hack. You get Alpha Picks and you get Seeking Alpha Premium. Then the second part of the bundle is Trendspider because I use my 4-hour algorithm. You can see it with here, SanDisk. It got you in at $44. Down below, you can see the back-tested results. Buying SanDisk using the 4-hour algorithm, you make 929%. Buying and holding SanDisk over the last 11 months, you've made 822%. The 4-hour algorithm has 6 positions. It wins 4 times, 4 out of 6. Average win, 123%. Got you in at 222. You've doubled your money since then. It is a quality algorithm. So if you want it, sign up for an annual plan on Trendspider. If you have any questions, everything's on Linktree. I will talk to you later. Bye. Okay. Oh, that was a good show. I thought that was a quality show. But I'll have complainers. F you. It's all an ad. You're not telling us anything. By the way, later this afternoon, I will be releasing some Sidekick messages that I asked while I'm live on Substack. Let me just edit this real quick. Good morning. It is Wednesday, January 28th. Huge day. Huge day in the market. I should probably be on Big Head here where I just talk to everybody. Enormous day in the market. You've got earnings from 90... Boy, I sound nasally. I don't know why. I think I was breathing heavily on this one too. So the heavy breather comments, they'll be out there. You're breathing heavily. Copy. Boom. 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 There we go. Okay, let's export file. And we're going to put that in. Next. And I've got the... okay. Do we go over 7,000 on gold? I mean, honestly, I mean, GLD, it's at 505. No, I'm sorry, 484. It's up 1.7% again. God, I mean, again, 4-hour algorithm wins 54% of the time. So I think you do. I mean, I think today, if Powell rages against Trump in his press conference, I think you see the metals go up. Yeah, I thought the office was good. Yeah, exactly, Wendy. And that's exactly what I was hoping like office hours would get people to do, is use the tools and understand the tools. And that's kind of what I'm going to start doing. Morning, DJ. Morning, Rosa. Morning, Donovan. Business is booming. Hey, Jared. Yes. So, Jared, the schedule now is I'm working 4 days a week. I am sometimes 3. So Mondays I'm live on YouTube. I do a podcast. Tuesdays I go live on Substack with just the office hours. It's not on Spotify. It's just on Substack. Wednesday I go live on YouTube with a podcast. And then Thursday I'm off, and Fridays are optional. And sometimes it'll be paid. Sometimes it'll be a podcast. So far in this year, it's been a podcast on Fridays. So it has changed. I need to put that out a little bit more. The hair is a mess. I still have some blonde in there, but I haven't recolored it. It'll be recolored at some point in time when I actually feel like I can stand for more than a half hour. So, let me see. I've got to go to history. And then I've got to download this. And I've got to do the affiliate link generator on a couple of them. Copy link. Boom, generate copy. Substack link, Instagram link. I think I have one more other link to change. One more, yeah. Oh, 2 more. Copy link. Again, I think the shows are... Daily shows are a little tough, even though they were good. I just think you're getting better content with a show every other day. Because, I mean, here's the thing. I think half the people, there's about 2,500, maybe 3,000 diehards that listen every day. And that's just on Spotify. And there's stragglers that come in, a day later, 2 days later, 3 days later, and stuff like that. But they don't listen. They just listen to the most recent episode. And so I'm getting the same amount of more listens per episode by spreading it out a little bit more. It's allowing me to kind of gain my thoughts and not work as much. Because in all honesty, I am retired. And it was funny because one comment yesterday asked me, let's see. It was, James Whitehouse asked me, do you do this full time? I mean, I can tell you have a lot of money, but do you make enough profits off the podcast? And full disclosure, I said I make a lot of money on this podcast. I do. Last year I made $187,000 off the podcast. Just full disclosure, the revenue was $187,000. The majority of that comes from affiliate revenue, so it doesn't come from advertising. I could make a lot more money. In fact, Seeking Alpha is paying me a lot more money to sponsor the month of February because they're having a holiday special around Valentine's Day. And so they're paying me. I will get my affiliate commission plus a huge dollar amount. And so I'm going to do special videos for them and guest appearances and stuff like that too. But I could make a lot more money if I took more sponsorships. But I'd rather be authentic and get the revenue from commissions, which tells me that, hey, people are using the tools. And the feedback that I get from the tools is everybody who gets them loves them. I've gotten some people who say that Trendspider is pricey for what it does. I just don't think they're using it correctly because honest to God, the Trendspider, even though it's like $50 a month, does Trendspider make me $50 a month in a down market? Maybe not, but it saves me $50 a month in a down market because I'm able to use these charts, set up alerts, and I don't have to sit there. Again, figure out your like hourly wage at work, okay? And then you're paying $50 a month. And my guess is that that's probably 2 hours. If you're sitting there and doing 2 hours a month of actual look into charts where you could just set up alerts and set it on auto and say, hey, alert me when gold breaks down to 455. That's it. So, and I think that's and yeah, Jared, I think a lot of people listen on their way home. Now I know you can Google it. I am not going to teach people how to do this, but there's a way when you're a subscriber that you can actually listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, where you can link the newsletter, the audio version of the newsletter, to Apple Podcasts. Again, it's the Apple ecosystem. So, okay, let's upload this. Okay. Let me get the title. Let me go and get. I'm uploading this. Yeah, and oh God, no. Am I uploading this in the right place? Cancel upload. Okay, yeah. There we go. About 22 minutes. There we go. Episodes. Boo. Oh, this is gold. Okay. Episode summary. I know I've got that somewhere. Here we go. Upload. Promotional content. There we go. Copy. And we're going to put this. Create. Upload videos. Oh no. I want to get all of this. And we'll go here. There we go. Okay, copy. Seeking alpha bundle. Do copy. Alpha picks. Copy. Alpha premium. Copy. Seeking alpha pro. Copy. And there we go. Upload file. Put that there. And next, select monetization on. Next. None of these. Submit rating. Next. Import from video. Save. Next. Next. Public. Set as instant premiere. Publish. Okay, we've got that one. Close. And then I've got to do the newsletter one. Create new video post. We'll upload this one. Boom. Okay. Yeah, I've got it on my iPhone, Jared. The difference between Spotify, I like Spotify because it includes the video. And I use Spotify mainly. I'm like you, I just use Spotify. Let's see, market's open. Apple is down 0.2%. I mean, the big movers looks like, let's see, Palantir's down 1.6%. Looks like Taiwan Semi has cooled off. A lot of stuff has cooled off, it looks like. Let's see, Fidelity. Wow. I'm up 0.21. The NASDAQ is up 0.56. So Alpha Pix is up 1.12%. My portfolio in Alpha Pix. That's big. Okay. Boy, the bigger I get on these podcast services and stuff, the more annoying. Hey, do you need a video editor? Do you need somebody to do your thumbnails? Kudos to people who are aggressive, but if you're a listener and ask me stuff like that, I usually block. So just so you're aware, I don't answer stuff like that because the podcast is just me. Amphenol, APH. I don't think this is an Alpha Pick stock. but it's down 14%. It's a hold. Seagate is up 4. Oh, God. I mean, it just surged past 400 like it's nobody's business. And it's not even the storage stuff. Dell is even higher ranked from a. I mean, look at Dell is just crashing, and yet it's a strong buy in the quant. The momentum sucks. I mean, the stock is down 30%. This one I don't get. I don't get that one at all. Okay, let me see. Generating preview. We've got that one there. I've got two. Your file is still processing. YouTube's uploaded, then I got to edit the newsletter. Okay, I am going to be out of here unless somebody has a question. I mean, the Best of Us investors, by the way, since this is up 5%. I mean, they've got 1, 2, 3 stocks that are up 20% since I found them. They've got one Credo, which is down 16%. I wouldn't worry about that one. Rubrecht, I wouldn't worry about. QXO, I wouldn't worry about. But that was a great list. Let's see, the August watch list. This one, if you just bought it in August, you're up 8%. There's one. This one's up 133%. This one, Nebius, is up 93%. I mean, that's the August watch list. December watch list up 27% since December. Why? Because Fluence Energy is up 53%. I mean, there's one. Micron's up 82%. Western Digital 68%. Let's see, November watch list. That one is up 1.36%. That wasn't a great one. Palantir's in there. I mean, this was just too big of a list, I think. Novitas is out. October's watch list probably is. No, that one's down 2%. September's up 27%. I mean, you're up since this one up 239% since it was bought. This is the September watch list. STX is up 156. And in the newsletter, I even put SanDisk. I don't think SanDisk was like for some reason I left it out, but I said I preferred SanDisk. And you got the top 2025 stocks, which, let's see, my view too. Do I have year to date? Yeah, year to date. You've got one up 15, one up 15. Second half 2025 stocks, year to date. That's a good list. This is from June. So, and that's just year to date performance if you bought these. So, love the portfolios. Tesla earnings. What do you think about them? I mean, it's an expensive stock. It's not a large position in my portfolio. I have XLY as my Tesla kind of thing. But $434. Wall Street thinks it's worth $411. And you've got a 226 PE with growth of negative 1.5%. Oh, wow, Jared, high five on that one. Buying Micron way back there. I mean, this is Tesla to me. I'm not buying at $435, at $498. I'm honestly, the way I look at Tesla is I want to be in it on a small percentage, but I don't want a big percentage there. I'm thinking if you get under $400 today, which is a possibility, because they're not selling cars. They're just not. It's all about future promises. So, awesome information 69. I'd like to know what you think about Tesla. I'm not shorting Tesla. Let me be clear. There's no freaking way I'd ever short Tesla. And I love that car. That car is amazing. So I'm not shorting it. And I love full self-driving. I mean, I think, what am I at? 94, 95% full self-driving now? And what that is I just pull out of my driveway. Still don't trust it to back out of my driveway because I'm on a hill. I pull out of the driveway. I put my destination in. I hit drive and it goes. And sometimes I need to, maneuver my way around people. But for the most part, I just kind of go. We're going to do now. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to go do the newsletter unless somebody else has more questions. Let's see. We're going to go with this. Let's see, where's my last? There we go. Big trading podcast in my ears. Let's use this. I'll do pod notes. Copy. Oh, I don't want that. I want bundle. Okay. I'm out. You guys have a great day. Enjoy. Thank you for joining.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.